Vanderpump Rules, Season 12, a brand new cast of servers trying to make it in Los Angeles. And within the first 9 episodes, we somehow ended up with a storyline that Andy Cohen personally compared to White Lotus Season 3. If you watched White Lotus Season 3, you know exactly what that comparison means. And if you did not, I need you to understand that Andy Cohen sat across from these people at the Season 12 reunion and asked the entire cast on a scale of nothing to White Lotus, how bad was it? That is not a normal reunion question. That is Andy Cohen looking directly into the camera and telling every Bravo viewer on the planet, buckle up. Here is the full story, every layer of it. Because this scandal is way more complicated than the headline makes it look. And the way it actually unfolded, the accusation, the WWHL appearance, Bravo reportedly ordering them to shut everything down. And now, the reunion confrontation airing this week is one of the wildest reality TV storylines of 2026. Let us get into all of it. Okay, 3 things you're going to find out in this video. Number 1, who Jason Cohen and Chris Hahn actually are. Because if you have not been watching Season 12 from the beginning, you need the full picture of these two before any of this makes sense. Number 2, exactly what happened. The OnlyFans content, the accusation, the cast confrontation in Paso Robles. Bravo reportedly stepping in, and Jason defending himself on Watch What Happens Live with his mother sitting in the audience. Because that actually happened. And number 3, what Andy Cohen's White Lotus comparison at the reunion actually means for these two going forward. Because the reunion airs Tuesday, March 3rd, and based on the trailer that dropped 5 days ago, the cousins are walking into that room knowing it is going to be, in Jason's own words, a slimy day. Subscribe right now if you are a Bravo fan because this channel covers every bit of it. Okay, let us start from the beginning. Jason Cohen and Chris Hahn are cousins, real cousins. They grew up together. They moved to Los Angeles together to pursue careers in entertainment. And when they joined the Season 12 cast of Vanderpump Rules, the rebooted, entirely new cast version of the show, without Tom Sandoval, without Sheena, without any of the original SUR crew, they came in as a unit. They were charming, they were athletic, they were good-looking, and they were immediately interesting television. Jason had a brief romantic connection with Angelica Jensen early in the season. It fizzled. They went their separate ways. And for a while, it looked like the most interesting thing about Jason and Chris was going to be their genuine chemistry as cousins and their obvious ambition to be famous. And then episode 7 happened. A SUR worker named Israel Isaac was the first one to mention it on camera. He brought up that the cousins had content together on OnlyFans. And not just separate accounts existing at the same time, content they made together as cousins. The word that started circulating immediately was incestuous. And once that word got into the cast's conversation, it did not leave. But here is where the story gets more complicated. Because the accusation did not come from Israel originally in the biggest moment. It came from Angelica. The same Angelica who had a brief romantic connection with Jason that did not work out. In episode 9, during the cast trip to Paso Robles, Angelica dropped the accusation in front of the whole group. She told Jason directly that she had read a description of a video involving him and his cousin that in her opinion would be considered incestuous. And here's the detail that immediately blew up her entire argument. She then admitted, "I did not watch the video. I cannot confirm it." She was going off a description, a written description, of an OnlyFans video that she had not actually seen. And this is the thing about OnlyFans descriptions. If you have ever seen how adult content is marketed on that platform, the descriptions are written to make you click. They are deliberately provocative. They are clickbait. That is the entire business model. A description saying something scandalous does not mean the content itself is what the description implies. Jason and Chris explained exactly this in their response. They said the description is written to get you to click on the video. What the video actually shows is them getting massaged and washing each other's backs. Jason said big whoop. He said they are athletic. They work out. There is nothing wrong with a massage. You have to break up the scar tissue. The cast largely sided with the cousins. Marcus Johnson told Angelica directly that she had a moment with Jason, it went sour, and now she was trying to embarrass him. Venus Binkley said Angelica was using the gossip as a weapon against Jason because her ego was hurt after their failed romance. He said the crime does not fit the punishment of what she was doing to these guys. Even Shane Davis, who had started dating Angelica by this point, was so uncomfortable with the drama that he literally walked away from her and went to play video games. He told her he did not want to be involved. Angelica ended up in tears, and the Paso Robles confrontation became one of the most chaotic group scenes this new cast has produced. But wait, because the drama did not end in Paso Robles. What happened next is where the story gets a whole new layer, and this is the part most people are not fully connecting. Stay with me. Within weeks of that episode airing, reports started coming out that Bravo executives had stepped in. Multiple sources told outlets that both Jason and Chris had been ordered to shut down their OnlyFans accounts entirely. A production insider described the situation by saying Bravo wants sexy, but not scandal. The same source said the executives were not prepared for the cousins' ambitions on the platform. And a producer was quoted saying they want chaos on camera, not behind a paywall. Jason eventually wiped his content. His account was shut down. He complied. Chris did not, at least not immediately. As of the reporting, Chris was still active on the platform under an alter ego. He had been strongly encouraged to rethink his digital footprint according to insiders, but was hesitant to give up the income, which is a very Chris Hahn way to handle a situation like this. Now, Bravo officially denied the story through a network rep. But denial or not, Jason's account went dark, and the timing was hard to ignore. And then came the Watch What Happens live appearance. And this is the moment that made the whole internet stop and say, wait, what? Jason went on WWHL to address the OnlyFans situation, standard damage control media tour. Except, and I cannot stress this enough, his mother was in the audience, his actual mother, sitting in the WWHL clubhouse, while her son was given 20 seconds to defend why he makes adult content videos with his cousin. And Jason, to his credit, or to his absolute chaos, just went for it. He said they are athletic, and there is nothing wrong with a massage. He said he thinks the fans were really intrigued by seeing him and Chris oil each other up. He said they do it for their fans, and they are supportive of their fans. He confirmed that yes, his content has escalated in how explicit it is over time. And then he also said he keeps it classy. While his mother was in the audience, the internet absolutely lost its mind. And honestly, same. Okay, I need you to focus right now because what is happening this week is the part that changes everything about how this story ends. The Vanderpump Rules, Season 12 reunion airs, Tuesday, March 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern on Bravo. And the trailer that dropped last week is one of the most unhinged reunion trailers this show has released in years. Andy Cohen opens the trailer by telling Lisa Vanderpump backstage that he is excited. Lisa says right now it is pure. Andy says he loves all of them. And then Jason is shown saying he thinks it is going to be a slimy day. And then Andy turns to the cousins and asks, on a scale of nothing to White Lotus, how bad was it? White Lotus Season 3, the HBO series that featured two brothers in a sexual storyline that became one of the most talked about television moments of early 2026. Andy Cohen looked at Jason Cohen and Chris Hahn, two cousins who made adult content together, and made that comparison directly to their faces at the Season 12 reunion. That is not a casual comparison. That is Andy Cohen telling the Bravo audience exactly how to think about what they are about to watch. And in another clip from the trailer, Chris is shown asking the group, how far is too far for you guys? Which is either a moment of genuine self-reflection or the most unself-aware question anyone has ever asked at a Bravo reunion. I am genuinely not sure which one it is. The reunion also has Audrey Lingle blowing up at Angelica. It has Shane Davis teasing what he is calling a baby pact. It has Kim Suarez and Natalie Maguire in a full confrontation. This is shaping up to be one of the most explosive Vanderpump reunion tapings in a very long time. Now here is my full hot take, and this is the one that I know is going to start a real debate in the comments. VPR Season 12 with this new cast has been genuinely chaotic and genuinely watchable, but the Cousins OnlyFans storyline is a perfect example of the thing that Bravo reality TV does that I find the most uncomfortable, which is the network casts people, encourages them to be provocative and interesting and entertaining, profits from the drama their personal choices create, and then when those personal choices become too much to manage, they quietly try to make the people involved change or disappear. Jason and Chris were cast because they were attractive and charismatic and had the kind of energy that makes good television. Bravo knew who they were before they cast them. They knew about the OnlyFans, and the moment it became a PR problem instead of a ratings driver, suddenly there were mandates and shutdown orders and insider reports about the network not being prepared. You cast them. You aired the confrontation. You used it to sell your season. And now you want them to change their digital footprint? I'm not defending the content. I am saying the double standard is real, and it always lands on the cast member, not the network. Jason said it best at the reunion. He has not done anything wrong. He knows what he did, and the answers are there for anyone who wants to find them. And then he walked into that reunion and let Andy Cohen compare him to White Lotus on national television. And he kept going, because that is just the VPR life now. Comment below right now. Are you Team Jason and Chris on this one? Or do you think Angelica had a point even if the delivery was wrong? And more importantly, are you watching the reunion Tuesday night? Because based on that trailer, this is a must-watch event for anyone who has been following this season. Drop your take below. I am reading every single one. All right, let us close this out. 3 things to remember. 1. Jason Cohen and Chris Hahn made adult content together on OnlyFans. Angelica accused them of incest at Paso Robles based on a description she admits she never verified by actually watching the video. The cast mostly sided with the cousins. Angelica left in tears. Shane went to play video games. 2. Bravo reportedly ordered both cousins to shut down their accounts. Jason complied. Chris hesitated, and Jason then went on, "Watch what happens live" to defend the whole thing with his mother sitting in the audience. 3. The Season 12 reunion airs, Tuesday, March 3rd on Bravo. Andy Cohen compared the cousins to White Lotus Season 3 at the taping. Jason already said it is going to be a slimy day, and based on everything in that trailer, he is not wrong. Vanderpump Rules, Season 12 Reunion Part 1, airs Tuesday, March 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern on Bravo, and streams on Peacock the next day. Reaction video goes up immediately after it airs. Subscribe and hit the bell right now. You do not want to miss how this one ends. I will see you Tuesday night.